First kick, I snap into action. When I'm digging in the trenches, get dominated off the line of scrimmage. Read and react quick to make an early diagnosis. Hit you with the quick release like Marino Danny dopeness. Explosive change of direction in the true essence of Reggie Bush. From JT and ZT to DVP and AVG. Terminator to a quarterback, Hunter JP. Steve Ross, the boss, King Flo, and card slinging, gambling genius, Slick Chris Greer.
Good morning, everyone. I am Rob Mosley, aka Dolphin Thirsty, and as always, I'm joined by Justin, aka Digging in the Trenches, and you can find his Twitter handle right there in his profile name, JPF Scout at Twitter. Good morning, Justin. So obviously we would touch on the bad stuff in a few minutes, but how is everything else out there in Colorado today?
Oh, dude, not too bad. Good morning to all of you and everybody out there in Dolphins country. It's nice, man. It's a nice day out here. It's a little chilly, a little crisp, but blue skies, and looks like the sun will be shining. So won't be shining on no Dolphins playoff hopes or anything like that, but that's okay. Other than that, it is what it is, bro. I'm here and kind of chipper for this morning. I feel good, it's just coming off the holiday, and I got family coming in, I think tomorrow, but man, we're looking good.
Hey, like I said, the Dolphins delivered us a lump of coal yesterday, but overall, we're still in it. We still got a battle. We'll talk more of that as we get moving here. Hopefully we get Evan in here and whatever else we can get in, and anyone that wants to join can come join us.
Yeah, man, if they get in there on that comment section, and we'll drop the link, tell us what you think.
Yep. Join the show. That's what we always say. When you're live, you can join the show and, interact with us. We want to be the most interactive show on here, so let's do it. But so yesterday, I watched your show last night some, and you guys were really going crazy. So, I know now at least we were all, that's why I didn't even do the live show yesterday. I'd be all grumpy and whatever. But now I had the day, I listened to Joe Rose some this morning, and I mean, he was a little down, but like he says, it's just, he has to remember, it no longer affects his life. He's no longer a player. So why does he get so grumpy? And, he does the game. So it affects his life more than us, because we get a little bit extra money doing playoffs, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he just says, at the end of the day, he sees these players leaving and they go home, and, he remembers those days. Yes, it sucks, but, he does say there's some change of, error, because, he goes, I don't want to be one of these old guys, but times have changed, because like Dan Marino wouldn't have been able to talk to him after a game. Like, he would have been so grumpy, and then he would have gone home and probably acted like a pain in the butt to his wife, and these guys would say, oh, we're going to go home, and, it's done and whatever. So he says that mentality would have been, he goes, maybe he just said that and he still went home and be miserable. Tua did, but, he says like Dan would have been one grumpy SOB for a couple of days after a performance like that. So
yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. And you know what? We touched a little bit about that on the post game too last night. It's everybody wants to see the quarterback get mad and throw his helmet around and yell at people and undermine the head coach and the GM and the owner and everything, but he really can't do that. I mean, that's like asking you to go to your boss, the corporation you work for, and tell him to go fuck himself. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I didn't mean to drop that F.
No, that's fine. That's
tell him to, tell him to go, go to hell. Tell everybody else to go to hell over there, and then lose your job. I mean, because that's what would happen. You know what I'm saying? Because then he's kind of just doing the status quo, and you can't really knock the young man. You could see a little bit more fiery spirit from out there on the football field. Like Joe Rose said, I'm not a player no more, so I don't get too attached into it and let it control my life. All of you guys out there should be doing the same thing Joe Rose said, including you, Rob, because I don't want anybody getting too worked up over something that you don't control it. I don't control it. You don't control it. And, there's people out there literally acting like they have stake in the football team, bro. And I'm just like, I'm lost. I'm lost for words. Like, you have a job and a family to worry about. Don't worry about this. This is minute. This is just extra for us.
I know.
That's like I trip out a little bit on it, because I used to be like that. I used to be like, no, this is the world and it means everything. Morning, Steve. But it's just football. It's just a game. Like
Christmas, at the end of the day, that's how you have to look at it. Because
Christmas morning, my kids called me up and they're like, "Dude, Dad, don't get too crazy no matter what happens during the game." And I laughed and I was like, "Oh, that's really funny. You guys think I'm still like that?" But I'm like, "Nah, I won't. It's just a game, you know." And after we lost, I was upset. I was visibly, like, I was literally shell shocked for hours after the game. Like I didn't even know what to think. But you get over it.
Back on your first topic that you brought up, a good point about like Tua saying and throwing people under the bus. You know, if they, you got to get Tom Brady and Tua out of the same. They're not even on the same earth. You know, they're not even on. Brady can do that because he has a made to show up people. He has, he has like 7 freaking. He needs 2 hands to show off his Super Bowl rings. So yes, if he throws his helmet and throws his pad,
that's
he has
different.
A resume to make people say, "Oh, something's wrong." You know, our guy does not have that yet. He just has to go out there and play. If he plays well, then his resume will grow and get better. So I mean,
it's not.
It's nothing about that,
No, I agree with you. It's the same thing on the football field, though. People are like, "Well, you shouldn't be having that happen to you on the last 2 interceptions. One guy dropped back into zone and he just didn't see him." That happened to Tom Brady. Man, I could probably count 20, 30 times I've seen Brady make that same throw, Aaron Rodgers make that same throw and get picked off. But you ain't seeing people throw him under the bus and throw them under the bus.
I agree.
You see what I'm trying to tell you? That's the point. Now, should Tua have made those throws? The one to Devontae Campbell, the one that was picked off, that the guy crept into the zone that he didn't see it? No, you shouldn't have. But as a quarterback, that comes with experience. Tom Brady's played for over 20 years in this league. Excuse me. Aaron Rodgers has played for what? Almost 17 years or whatever I said last night in this league. That's experience. Tua's only played for 3 years in this league. And I know a lot of people are wanting to chop the kid's head off right now and be like, "We need another quarterback." I mean, I see people putting posts out there on Twitter right now that next year we're getting Lamar Jackson. And it's like, bro, you're going to be.
I don't know what world they're living in. Even if we did walk away, how are we? Because the Ravens aren't letting the man walk. They're going to franchise.
You'd be in the same boat you're in now with that guy. Just you'd be trying to cater the offense around him because he can't because he can't pass. And if you can't pass, then you can't play. Like literally, like, plus, dude.
It's easy to say move on. I mean, the most realistic move on would be Jimmy G, but is he any more better? Is he any better really than Tua?
I think I'd rather stick with what we got. I know everyone's mad.
Lamar, because they say good Lamar, but you think the Ravens are just going to say, "Oh, okay, Lamar, just go test the market and come." No, they're not going. They're going to franchise tags, and we don't even have draft capital. It's going to take at least 2 draft picks. I mean, the market's been set for quarterbacks. Look what the Broncos gave up for Wilson. Look, all these, and what they gave up for Deshaun Watson, who's coming off suspension. They had to give up the world to the Browns. So the market's been set. You're not getting him for less than 2 first-round draft picks, and we don't even have a first one. So no team's going to mess with us this year. They're going to say, "Oh, I'm not going to wait," because GMs may not even be around for the next draft. So they're not going to say, "Oh, yeah, we were waiting for 2 years for you, Miami, to give us your first pick."
See, it's crazy. You brought up the Broncos and Russell Wilson. How would you like to be them in their situation right now, giving that dude $365 million guaranteed dollars and then having a season like they've had this season? I live here in Colorado. You know how many people are pissed right off? They're so mad and upset. This is a football town. People are mad, bro. They're calling for the dude's head right now, and he just got here.
I know, just like they're calling for Hackett's head out there. Just like a lot of people.
The coach, I could see why. The coach, I don't like the coach that's here. I think it's not going to work out. But Russell Wilson's not. It's not just Russell Wilson's fault. Look at this. We could be Bronco fans right now instead of Dolphins fans and be in their situation. Would you rather have that happening, or would you rather have what we have?
No, I'd rather have what we have, because at least we got hope for the future right now. So. And and that hope could be the next couple of weeks. You just got to go out and beat 2 division opponents, and you're still in the playoffs. Yeah, we're looking like maybe a one and done, unfortunately, with how we're staggering down the stretch. But
we're faltering.
We can. I don't know what it is, but there's so much. Yes, quarterbacks are always going to get the love and the hate. We've talked about that numerous times. You're either going to get too much love when we were winning, it's like 2 of this, 2 of that. And then when Tua's losing, it's 2 of this, 2 of that, on the negative way. But it's really, like you pointed out all season, you've been consistent that it's a team game. It's not just Tua when we're doing well, and it's not just Tua when we're doing bad. Because it's not Tua fault that, we allow a 90-something yard kickoff return, right after he drives us down the field to get some points.
Bingo.
It's not his fault that we're driving to go up 3 scores, and then his running back fumbles the ball. And it's not, so like I said, yes, did he throw 3 interceptions? Yes, he did. And, can he be blame him on all of them? Yeah. Are there excuses on some of them? Yeah. But at the end of the day, and then, like you say, it's inexcusable things from the coaching standpoint, from just a whole bunch of head scratching. So
right.
it's just not Tua. It's my
no,
fault.
it's not. Like you can't expect to win a football game when you go in there and you turn the ball over 4 times. Like how many football games are you going to win when you do that? I'm not making excuses for any of the throws he made, but what I will say about them, the first throw that he sailed over Tyreek's head and he threw it, that ball sailed on him. I'm sure he wished he could have that one back. But my question right there, why the hell are you throwing right there anyway? It's first down. Run the damn ball. Run the ball. If I was on that sideline, bro,
they had some success again running the ball yesterday.
Dude, they were having lots of success. They've been having success for the last month. They're just not. They're just not wanting to get out of their own way. Okay, they're a little bit stubborn right here, and that comes from. Oh man, you know what? I sent you that text this morning. It's perfect. I don't know why anybody is surprised right now. Why are you surprised? We went into this football season knowing we had a rookie head coach, a rookie play caller, a first-time play caller. A tackle that's on one leg over there, a quarterback that's going into his 3rd season in his 3rd different offense. I mean, dude, don't be so fucking surprised. Damn, I did it again. Don't be so surprised. It's all good, man. Don't be so surprised that we're in this situation. I knew it was going to be this, but I got hidden by how well we were playing early and kind of got blinded by the light. And I'll be honest with you, it's okay. But let's not put on blinders here and act like none of this was going to happen. We all knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. So don't be so surprised. Let's see what we can do to get out of this funk and out of the hole that we've created. We created a lot of where we're at right now. Everybody could be like, it's self-created, bro. A lot of self-created things that are happening right now. It's all the small things that they're not doing right. I would love to be a fly in the film meeting rooms when they're having them with all the position groups, offensive line, defensive line, head coach, quarterback, running backs, all of it. Because you'd be hearing, well, I don't know how they do it. They'll probably just praise them for the things they did right, but you need to be pointing out their mistakes and being like, right here, you need to do this instead of this. Yeah, but you don't know that they're not. They might not be, because I've heard it's a little different down there the way they do things. And I'll be honest with you, got to start pointing out these mistakes. You have to correct them from
if you don't point out the mistakes, how are you going to correct them? So
most of them are fundamentally and technical like flaws that they're having. Like, I'll give you an example. Like Austin Jackson does a lot. He's not in there now, but Brandon Shell, he does the same thing. Even Teron Armstead, is they'll shoot their hands out so damn fast, and it's called you lunging and you get caught reaching in the cookie jar. Next thing you know, you're on the ground because the dude just blocked you. He defeated you. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. You have to stay technically sound. Which when I'm talking technically sound, it's like stay home, don't overrun tackles. Stay home, slow down, and get the sack. Chubb, don't overrun your target area time after time after time.
And they definitely got to clean up penalties too. As another
that comes from another part of being a disciplined football player. Having your coach being like, listen, you have to line up correctly. We had a penalty called for a misalignment, and it was Tyreek Hill who wasn't aligned correctly.
Right.
I'm like, bro, you have to know these things. I don't care if it's a condensed
that eliminated split. A big play to Waddle and stuff.
It eliminated a play. Those are the things that'll kill you as a football team and make Mike McDaniel has a full head of black hair. That'll be a full head of gray hair soon before you know it because of plays like that.
No, I agree. And again, it falls on a whole bunch of people, not just any one person. And it's just, like you said, we just beating ourselves. And it's just, you felt like against the Packers, we were the better team. We were in control of the game the first half. We let one fumble derail the whole team. It's just like that one Moser. I hate to blame Moser because he had a pretty good game, but that one fumble just derailed the whole game. Like I don't know. We have to learn to overcome that. We did in the Ravens game. We were facing adversity in the Ravens game, and we overcame it. But since then, anytime something goes wrong against this team, it's like the whole team collapses. The rest, I don't understand. It's just
I agree with you, man. Like the air came out of the whole team once Mostert fumbled that football. We were actually looking pretty good. And the difference between what you've seen yesterday and the Ravens game is the second half of the Ravens game. It seemed like for that 2 quarters at least, the offense and the defense kind of was coming together a little bit. They were getting stops. They were getting off the field. Third downs were being completed. They were making scoring drives when they possessed the football. It's all coming down from those little small things you're doing, like making sure you're where you need to be when you need to be there, a correct block being held. I don't know how many times yesterday I seen holding calls from guys that were their hands were getting wonky, and you just need to let the dude go. Let him go.
It
ain't going to affect the play no more.
It had no effect on the play anymore. The play
that's
was
what I'm trying to say, man. And that's the kind of stuff that even Teron Armstead had a holding call that was just like that. Right. And you're supposed to be the leader of the squad, showing quality leadership skills and showing them not what to do. And you're over there showing them what not to do, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm like. I don't like that. You got to step up. Everybody has to step up. It's not just the quarterback. You all think it's just the quarterback, but bro, we've been playing this game since we were kids. Okay. Hike. That's the first step. Then you got to block it all up front. Then you got to make your reads or hand the ball off. Then you can do all the skill position crap. If that one hike don't happen and the snaps don't and the blocks don't happen, it's over.
Yeah.
Don't you see? Like if the wide receiver is 5 steps this way toward the line of scrimmage and he needs to be 3 steps away from the line of scrimmage, guess what? He's mispositioned and misaligned. Play over.
No, I agree. And it's just, I think why now is Dolphin fans are taking this one so hard. It's just they really thought we were going to come home after the 3-game losing streak on the road.
So
we were going to come home and have home cooking and we were going to win. And it's just the first half was going as we planned. We're all happy thinking, oh, man, Dolphins are basically, they were in control of that game. They were going to go up by 3 scores, it looked like. And then, like I said, Mozart almost, and it was just never again. We never recovered from that. We just folded like a tent in a tornado.
You called it, buddy. It was crazy because the momentum came out fast. And it's weird. Sometime during like the first or second quarter, I told myself this. Like, it was weird what I told myself too, because it was facts. As an offensive right now, I'd be saying, damn, I need to score every time I have the ball in my hands. And this is Tua, the play caller, the whole offense.
Right.
They have a lot of pressure on them right now because the defense can't cover a fly. They couldn't cover a wide receiver yesterday to save their lives, especially in the first half.
No, they're
second
starting to pick on
half, it got a little better.
I could who had the interception, but they're starting to.
He had a rough game, bro. He had a rough game getting turned around. I seen him chasing more than anything. Yeah. So. Yeah, what do you think is going to happen in New England? Oh man, you asking me, bro? Honestly, I think you're going to see more of the same, more of what you've been seeing. Them trying to sling it around, play like they're the Miami Chiefs. That's what I think you're going to see. I don't think you're going to see anything change because the man is obviously can't get out of his own way. He has had 4 weeks to change now. This all started in the Texans' second half of the Texans game. Lovie Smith seen something. He made adjustments, and it started to work. And now everybody else kind of piggybacked off it. The 49ers muddied up the middle of the field. The Chargers did their own thing where they got physical at the line of scrimmage and at the point of attack with everybody, and it threw off the whole routes because we're on a timing-based system here. And then when we went into Buffalo – played a really good game, was a gut punch yesterday, was really a reality check, if you want me to be quite honest. So, I don't think you'll get nothing more than what you've gotten. Mike McDaniel's trying to out-coach himself, and he's playing a war between himself and the mirror. And what you don't seem to understand, Mike McDaniel, is this is December. This is playoff football. This is when you need to do what you normally didn't do to get there. And I know you think you need to do what you did to get there, which is throw the ball around to Tyreek and Jalen and blah, 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 blah. That's not what you need to do. You need to run the football, get physical, show people that you're here to play all damn game long, 60 minutes, and beat people at the line of scrimmage with your offensive line and your running game and play a tough defense. That's how you win games in December.
No, I agree on that note. And there's just good thing is maybe against New England, we match up a little bit better against them than we do for whatever reason. I think our defense does match up a little bit better against their offense than some of the others. And Mac Jones isn't that great when you get some pressure and all that good stuff on him. But that's lacking. We just don't get a consistent pass rush from our guys, unfortunately. I don't know. It's just
I know, man.
It's just disappointing. I know. It's hard to be. I'm trying to be enthusiastic, but 4 straight losses in December. It's just like So much for a December to remember.
It's a December to remember. All right, it's a December to forget.
Yeah, a December to remember that we're a pretender and not a contender. So,
Bingo.
There you go with all the rhymes, unfortunately.
Yep. It
just stinks because we have a more talented roster than some of the teams that we've lost to. Because
that's for sure.
I know we have a more talented roster than this year's version of the Packers. Now, a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have said that because the Packers were stacked and making, being the first number one seed in their conference every year. But right now, we're the better team than the Packers. And talent-wise, not the better team because we lost the game, but talent. We have more talent than the Packers, but we lost. We have more talent than the night we played the Chargers. The Bills, I would give you, they're a tough team. The 49ers, but losing to the Chargers and to the Packers, it's just games you can't afford to lose. When
those are both ones you're going to look back and be like, damn, we should have won both those games. Those are two games that are crucial on this schedule right now. Those two.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the 49ers, you're beating everyone right now. And so, you're like, okay, we can take it like a champ, and we lost to a really good team.
We could have beat that team, too.
They still got some kinks in their armor, but they're still the freaking Bills, and they're winning. The Bills are at a level where they win those games that, they're, struggling a little bit, but they overcome it and they win. We just collapse once we struggle and make a couple mistakes.
Yeah, it's crazy though, but look at the games of the body of the games we played versus the Niners, versus a championship contending team, the 49ers. The Dolphins played a pretty good game.
Yeah, they
look at the game they played against a championship caliber roster in the Buffalo Bills. We played them twice now and beat them once. We've played them tough both times we've played them. It's really weird, but the Dolphins remind me of they're so Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Oh, no, they are.
Versus the competition that's inferior. That's the Chargers. That's the Packers. They play down to their competition. When they play down to their competition, and you notice it right off the snap, right off the very kickoff of the game, you'll see it, or right from the beginning, couple plays, offensive plays of the game. When you start to play down to your competition, you're going to lose. When you start to play like you can hang and be with that team, like we did the Niners, like we did the Buffalo Bills, so even the Vikings, I'll use them. We played tough versus them too.
Yeah,
five penalties in one drive. You're gonna lose that game.
Yeah.
So that's what happens, man, when you beat yourself out there.
And that's what they've done a lot. I know a lot this year.
I can't keep making excuses for all the teams like, hey, this is why we lost, and we're losing because we obviously aren't that good. And I'll be quite honest with you, I can't keep making excuses for the quarterback as well. He's not doing what he needs to do during those times, but he doesn't have the experience yet to take him to the next level to get that. We have to, if we want to keep this team together, you got to take the bumps in the road. But I'm saying, if you want to keep Mike McDaniel, you want to keep Chris Greer, and you want to keep Tua Tagovailoa, then you're going to have to take the bumps in the road with each and every single one of them. And the two of them are really young. One of them has been here forever.
Right. Well, Chris Greer, And anyway, guys, real quick, welcome to the room. I see a couple people in here, so welcome. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Comment if you want to join the show. We drop a link. Let us know. It's all fun here. We're trying to get over an ugly Christmas gift that the Dolphins gave us. So, give some positive or vent, whatever you want to do. We'll drop you a line if you want to comment.
Come in. Drop you the link. Drop you the link.
That's how yesterday. When you turn the ball over 4 times, that's
you're not winning
yourselves. You just and penalties and allowing big kickoff returns. It's just like
terrible, bro.
Squib kick because then you're too afraid to kick it off later, and it's just like so many. It's just like, oh my goodness. And I agree, Steve, right now, and I think the 49ers are probably one of the. I would like to see them and the Eagles in an NFC Championship game. I don't know who's going to win, but we'll see. But it's just, I don't know. It's just, there's only so much you can say. It's almost the same story the past several years. It doesn't matter who's the coach has been, who's the quarterback's been, but the one consistent has been Chris Greer. So the next cleaning of the house, and I'm not saying I'm not pro clean the house, but if they do clean the house, it has to be Greer has to go too. It
has to be all three. You can't just get rid of one of the three or two of the three. You got to get rid of all three. If you're gonna clean house, you got to clean house. So all three of those players are people I just mentioned: Chris Greer, Tua Tagovailoa, and Mike McDaniel. Those guys are all tied at the hip to each other. I think
yesterday was an ugly game. There's not much defending him yesterday. GTO 69. You know, it was an ugly performance, but you know, like you said, it's just not like much you can do in the middle of the season. He's our guy this year, no matter what, and most likely our guy.
I think what he's trying to say is that Tua can't read a defense. I think that's what he means by that.
Yeah, I know, but you know, it's like hard to defend that. Yes, you know, it is. What it is.
And honestly, it's
three interceptions throwing. I think, you know, it could be that he threw 3 straight to the Packers without them even having to make kind of a play. But
it's easy to say, oh, he can't read a defense. That's the easy way out right there. It's the easy way to turn your back on the dude. I get it. If you're frustrated and you're that part of the fraction of the franchise that has Sports Illustrated, Justin Herbert half-naked magazines in your room, and that's what you fucking rock to, then rock to that, buddy. That's all good. But I'm on the side of whoever puts on the aqua and orange. That's the guy I'm going to root for. I don't really like Lamar Jackson. If we brought him over, I would root for him the same way I'm going to root for Tua. But I like the kid. I'm not going to blame just one guy here. Yeah, he made some shitty throws. One sailed on him. Devontae Campbell, and the one in the middle of the field is the most puzzling one to me because you could tell that Raheem and Tua weren't on the same page.
Yeah, seen that Raheem never even looked back, boy.
I've seen that same throw. They tried to make that during, I think, the Bengals game or one game like that, and the same thing happened. Or I think it was Bridgewater.
I want to see that play again because it looked like Ingold or someone was open over there in the flat, and he just never even looked over there. I mean,
he's got time. He's got open receivers. Sometimes he just needs to slow down, go through his progressions, and make his correct reads. And as a young quarterback, sometimes that just doesn't happen. And the last one, anybody could have thrown that last one. I've seen Brady throw it. I've seen Rodgers throw it. I've seen Marino throw it. I've seen all of them throw it. Yep. And that guy, he just didn't see the dude sinking back and peeling off of his man and sinking into his zone right there. Yep. Would I have liked him to do a pump fake right there and then notice the guy creeping back there and pull the ball down and run? Yeah, that's what I would have done, but I'm not playing quarterback. He is. So
I agree. You know, it's just a shame though, because we still don't really know at this point. So it almost means maybe we don't have our guy at quarterback. I don't know, because
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I just think because like some teams right now, they know, and we're getting to where we're going to have to decide. We're going to definitely pick up his 5th-year option, but we got to decide to see more of the franchise money to give him in the next. We got to decide that soon, and we don't know. I don't think he's earned that big money yet. I
don't know, man. Like, look what you're getting in just the first year of this Mike McDaniel's offense. Imagine it in year 3 or 4 of the same offense. It's going to be 4 times better than it is right now. Let's get rid of the guy. Let's get rid of the guy. Let's just get rid of him. Let's get rid of Greer. Let's get rid of McDaniels, and let's start all over again. Since that's what you guys seem to like to do so much.
Well, I know that's what a lot of fans want, but it's a lot. It's a lot easier after.
Man,
it's a lot harder to support the guys after the games like
it is. I'm having a hard time with it too.
4-game, losing streak, and we really may be, because remember, we won 3 to start the season, then we lost 3, then we won 5. Now we've lost 4. So if that pattern holds up, we're about to lose another. That's.
I know it's rough. We're taking them on the chin, but like I said a little bit earlier in the show, I really don't know why any of us are expecting anything differently. Like, we knew this was going to happen when we went into the beginning of the season. We knew we were going to face some sort of adversity. No one should have thought that the whole season and schedule looked like strawberries, roses, and rainbows, because it wasn't that, bro. It's a NFL schedule. You play who's on your schedule, and sometimes it's really rough. I'm not going to make excuses for them no more. They just didn't get it done during this last stretch of games. And you know what? Everybody could be like, yeah, and it's Tua's fault. He's the leader of the football team. No, there's other leaders out there that wear the captain's patch as well. Not only that, but the true leader of your football team has failed you. He's failed you because he's a rookie. He hasn't done this before. He's never even made a play call in the NFL before. Now he is. Now you're seeing those bumps in the road that have to be overcome in order for you to keep this coach, if this is the coach you want. Yeah. So you gotta take the bumps in the road. I know everybody's calling for the dude's head. People are like, Sean Payton will be the coach next year, blah, 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 blah. I think you're full of it. I think you read too much into the tabloids, and you just need to look at things from what they really are. They're not moving any of them. And the reason why is because in order to do that, you're starting all over.
Yeah, I know. And we just started it all over. It's just a couple of years ago, and it just hasn't gone as quickly as we were hoping. But, it sucks, man. I mean, because we're in the middle of this losing streak. I really believe we're not in the middle. We're not even talking about this. If this was like the other day was one punch in the gut, like, oh, we thought we were really going to clinch it. But, this is coming off 4 straight freaking stinking losses. So everyone's like, fire this guy. But that's the thing we do as Dolphin fans. It's just
fire everybody.
It's always like fire everyone and then expect miracles the next year.
Exactly.
We love the guy in his press conference in the offseason. Oh, he's the next great thing. Then the regular season rolls around and it's the same old Dolphins doing the same old thing.
Yep, let's fire him. I mean, look, I know the Lions just lost last weekend, but look, they got rid of Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell looks like he's a pretty decent coach. Not too damn bad, huh? He gets those guys motivated to play for him and stuff like that. Like the Dolphins have the same thing going on with Mike McDaniel right now. Like he doesn't seem to understand. She lost me for a second. I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
He doesn't seem to understand that he's got a team that'll run through a wall for him. Nope. It's not the play calling, it's the execution. No, Steve, it's both. It's both. It's the play calling with the lack of execution. You can't say it's not the play calling, bro. You're up in a game and you're throwing it around on first down. You're throwing it on 3rd and 4. You're throwing it on 3rd and 6. I want to run in those situations. It is the play calling. Not only that, you're throwing it over the middle of the field. Like I seen one good play design where you used a bunch formation and then you brought motion off Wilson, which brought somebody out of the box, and then you threw over the middle. So you're having to scheme it to do what you normally want to do that you were doing to gain success. Why don't you just run the football and throw it outside of the numbers and throw a screen pass and do something different?
I know Steve's all been about running. I know Steve wants to run, so like you said, we're all just frustrated, man. It's been a gut punch after gut punch after gut punch. That's why I named this episode. It's like another gut punch.
It's rough, bro. But people no knock on you, Steve. I know what you want. You want your quarterback to put this team on his back and lead him like Justin Herbert would. But I'm going to tell you right now, bro, it's more than just the quarterback that's going on out there. There's 10 other guys that play on the football field along with that quarterback and a lot of other coaches that are out there. So it's not just the quarterback. There's a lot of other things that are going on. He played a real crappy game, though. I will give you that. It's not going to be like he doesn't get any of the blame, but everybody gets blamed, not just him.
Like I said, we've said it a few times already today, so I don't want to beat the dead horse, but Mozart's fumble changed the whole course of the damn game, unfortunately. But we can't be a team that folds because of one bad play. We got to get over that. We just, like I said, we folded horribly after that one fumble.
Right.
And most likely we're driving on that drive to go up by 3 scores to close out the half. Instead, he fumbles. It becomes a 1-score game to close out the half, and we continue the trend of letting them, the other team close out as time expires on the half.
Let me ask you this.
Games in a row. Yeah.
Let me ask all of you guys this. Just take this into consideration because I know when it all started. Do you guys remember the press conference or the locker room conference? Whatever. They had it recorded in the locker room after we beat the Texans. Do you remember what Mike McDaniel said then? Do you remember how he said, hey, we won the game, but you can't let people come back like that on you? Do you remember when this all started?
Yeah.
Right then and there is when he lost his mojo. Okay, that's when you lost your mojo because you didn't do what you needed to do right then and there. And that's make an adjustment on the way you're coaching things and the way things are going down. You needed to be smarter than that, Mike. You've seen this before, Mike. You've been in the football league for 8 years now with the Broncos, with the Falcons, with the 49ers. You're not new to this. You're just acting too damn nice, too damn cute. I don't care about your Jeezys. I don't care about your sweatshirt. I don't care about your jokes. I don't care about none of that shit. I care about winning. And that's what you're seeming to not get here, buddy. And I hope he listens to what I'm saying because, honestly, you need to get this done and correct. You needed to take it right from in there in the locker room to be like, listen, we're not playing that style of football no more. That's it. It's over. And the reason why is because the NFL is a league of adjustments. And sometimes it's play-by-play, drive-by-drive, or game-by-game. But I'm going to be honest with you. You messed up right then and there by not being like, we're going to start playing a run, ground control game, pound the rock right at your face. Tua, Waddle, you'll get mixed in wherever you get mixed in. But it's not that. It's so vanilla, bro. One drop step back, it's going to Waddle. One stop drop back, it's going to Teal. You know where the ball's going. Mike Gesicki gets out on the football field, it's a pass for sure.
Yeah.
Don't you understand? You got to run the football. You got to change with the times when the times are changing. So when we're over there and the times are changing and the weather is getting colder, you still want to chuck it around while everybody else is running, playing ground and pound. Don't you see what's going on here?
Yeah, you did use one key word in there, adjustments, and I think that's where we lack sometimes, adjustments, because it was working great, but then the Packers made some adjustments, and we never adjusted to their adjustments, and it was just ugly. It was just bad.
It's a matter of discipline, and you know what, Mike McDaniel, you lack a discipline, and the reason why you lack discipline is because you're like, oh, I just tried to run the ball right there and he fumbled. I'm not going to run it no more. See, yeah, I agree too. Thank you, Steve. We finally see eye to eye on something. No, man, like it's rough, bro. But you gotta like get a mentality going, and that it has to switch. It's like a light switch. And he has that kind of control. You're the coach of the team. You can turn it on and you can turn it off. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you?
Of course.
And he's in control of that, turning it on and turning it off. He's the one who turned it off by being like, we're just going to do the same thing. You can't do the same thing, bro. It changes. You got to do things better. You have to do things more game plan, more oriented maybe around your best mismatch in the game. You want your quarterback to be showcased? Put him in better favorable positions. Roll him out of the damn pocket. Give him some different looks. Slide the pocket. Do different things. You're just doing the same damn thing. Like my daughter could play a game against you and dial up defenses to beat what you're calling.
Yeah. Oh, let's not get carried away, but I get the point. The point is we got to make it. I know. But I just, I'm just so disappointed with the,
I'm confused, dude. Like, think about the play that was where he threw the pick and the dude crept off and peeled off his. All they did right there was showing you pre-snap, a press cover 2. Post-snap, we were still in a cover 2, bro. Then nothing changed. That's what I'm trying to tell you is sometimes they just get in their head and they need to make a different. It's not. I know he's like, it's the execution. No, man, it's the play call because it starts with the play call. Then you execute. Do you see what I'm saying to you, Stevie? Like, it's the play call, then you execute. So if it's a bad play call with bad execution, you're not going to get good results. But if it's a good play call with bad execution, then you need to go back to that play call and be like, why are you guys not executing this?
Right. No, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, you make sense. That makes sense. Steve makes sense too. It's just, I think we all wanted to throw blame around after, especially during a 4-game losing
Blame the Miami Dolphins. Blame the head coach.
It's the whole Miami Dolphins, and I'm more of a blame Chris Grier because Chris Grier kind of messed. He's found some good, some good players along the line, but I find Chris Grier has us up against the cap because of some lack of hits, because we had to give up the number 1 pick for Chubb, which is not even going to be a high number 1 pick because the 49ers keep on kicking butt, but we had to commit money along with that. And we're paying him top of the line money instead of having a rookie salary if he knew how to go.
Man, he's like the only one I'm really not that upset at.
I know that's where you and I are different. I'm
so mad at him. I'm like, oh, you mishandled that, but I'm starting to see it more realistically. Like I'm starting to be like, what if I was Chris Grier? Do you see? I'm not starting to think about it from mine. Like, I don't think I would have hit on all those picks either. You wouldn't have hit on every one of them. And I know we're pissed because we're like, damn, we could have had Tristan Wirfs. Damn, we traded
just throwing the first round pick and in that big contract to Chubb, I think was kind of
it's rough. It's hard.
I just think that was a good. I want to show I'm the big guy and I can.
Do you know what I think? I think it was he thought that we were ready and we're not. I think it was like he's like, damn, we're ready. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna make the move. It's gonna throw us over the top. And you know what? It's not his fault that they're not ready. He should be giving him kudos that he made the move to have the faith in him to think that they were ready to handle this. They're not ready to handle this, bro.
If Tua's not the guy, that 2020 draft sucked. If you get 3 first-round picks in 2020, if Tua's not the guy, there's still debate whether he is or not. You got Austin Jackson and Igbo. I don't even say his name right, so I'm not going to screw his name up. But those 2 guys, those are first-round busts. So if Tua's not the guy, 2020 was supposed to change this franchise, put us on the winning path for a few years where we dominate.
I understand what you're saying. Those could be considered 2 first-round flops. From where you're sitting right now, it looks like there are 2 first-round flops.
Right.
A lot of people are going to say that there's 3 first-round flops.
Right, and that's why I say if it is 3, then that falls on Greer. You can't have 3 first-round picks and miss on all 3 of them.
No,
and
you can't.
I'm not throwing Tua to the Wolves quite yet, but he does have to step up his game and start, because his whole big image is winning. Because yes,
I understand
the rocket arm other people have, this and that. But if you are a winner, you got to win in December. So
I think everybody needs to realize that Chris Greer put his whole career on stake by drafting Tua Tagovailoa. They're tied together. If Tua fails, Chris Greer fails. I got a question. Does Tua have the ability to audible out of bad plays? Yes, he does. It's just not like let me how do I put this? Experience over time is going to show him time and time again what plays he needs to audible out of and what plays he needs to audible to. So if he's got a pass play lined up and he sees something to where they're set into a zone or something like that to where he's like, it's a favorable matchup for a run, then yeah, I want to call an audible right there to a running play. If he's in a passing play and he sees a front that's more favorable a run front, and they're in a run formation and he sees something that's more favorable for a pass, and I want him to audible out to a pass.
So do you think the coaching staff gives him that power?
Yes, I think he has that power. I just think it's something that's going to come with more experience, more time,
because you
more
don't see
snaps,
him because you
more
see
reps.
like Aaron Rodgers, all these guys, they're barking chain. You can see they're audibling on the go, and you very seldom see it from us. We're lucky to get a play in time where he doesn't even have time. The play clock's about to expire by half the time.
Right, you just hit on a huge point right there. Like if the terminology of the play calls, from what I've heard, is so long and lasts so long that it's hard for them to get everything in time, and that's because it's such a technical offense. It's one of the most sophisticated offenses in the NFL. So that has something to do with it as well, because from a timing perspective, now you're looking on the clock, you look up, you're like, I got 4 seconds, I can't even audible out of the play. Now you're stuck in that play.
Right. That's why
usually they'll give you plays. They'll give you not just one play, but they'll give you 2 of them back to back. Right. You see what I'm trying to say? So you'll get one play call in to your set, and you come up to the line of scrimmage, and you're like, ooh, that's the front I'm looking into where I don't want to be. That's when you use that audible to the second play that they've already given you.
Right. But if we're taking that too long to get in, then
it becomes confusing. Just think about what I'm saying to you guys right there, how hard it is to play the position of quarterback. So you're getting all this jargon in your ears here, then you're calling out a play. First, you got to look and you're calling out the play to everybody, making sure everybody's lined up. You got to look at the defense. You got to read it, your pre-snap read. Then you got to line everybody up to slide for your protections, call out your mic IDs. Then you got to look up at the clock again and get the ball off in that time. Then you again, after you snap it, you got to look and make sure they didn't change the coverages in the back end to disguise it. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a lot going on right there.
Right.
So anybody who's like, oh man, I could do that, couch quarterbacks thinking you could get out there and play it, bro, you'd be over with in the first snap. Just like most of them are when they get out there.
Well, I think most of us know we can't do it, but we want our guy that is doing it to do it. But
I know we do. But do you see what I'm trying to say to you though? Like, I know. Look at like Aaron Rodgers.
I'm an aqua and orange.
I know you are. I'm trying to explain this for the novices, bro. Think about this. Like, dude, Tom Brady's been playing quarterback for 20 years. Aaron Rodgers has been playing quarterback for 17 years. This guy's been playing quarterback in this system for a year.
Yeah.
1 season, and he's been in the league for 3 years. Is he the best at making pre-snap and post-snap reads? No, not right now. He's not the best at it, but he can do it, and he's getting better at it. I seen a throw yesterday where he actually threw Trent Sherfield wide open. He went down, sat in the middle of the field. He's like, no, I want you more over here to the right.
No, I think that was
threw him to the right, and right there to the right he was.
I think that was a disappointing part of yesterday because early in the game he was like playing at a great level. I mean, he was looking like the Pro Bowler. He got voted in by the fans, and then it's just
what happened? Well, what happened, Rob? Tell me what happened.
The Packers defense made adjustments for
bingo. Who didn't make adjustments? Who?
Yeah, we didn't make adjustments.
I sound like a damn owl out here. Who? But I'm gonna be honest with you, we didn't adjust. They made adjustments in the second half to be like, okay, we're gonna muddy up the middle of the field. We're gonna tell our linebackers to look for those plays in the middle of the field. We're going to drop back and peel our corners off stuff to muddy up some of the numbers on the outside of it. We're going to show him different looks, and that's exactly what they did. And in that case, you should have went right back there and noticed this from a head coaching perspective, like, oh, damn, they're changing. And you should have changed too. to a running style offense, and let Tua throw more high percentage passes, not these ones where it has to be picture perfect pass every play. And that's what he was calling.
He threw some picture perfect pass. I mean, like that one deep ball to Tyreek that he caught on the 1 yard line. I mean, you couldn't throw a better ball. I mean,
dude, that was a nice pass.
So that's what I say. It's just a shame that he went from that performance where he was going to get back on the map to just.
That's football.
I know, just to boom. It's just too awful.
And that's because he got thrown under the bus, bro, by his coaching staff and his whole. You got to adjust.
Yeah, no, you do. Anyway, guys, make sure you like and you subscribe. I see a few guys in here comment away, and yes, we get a little passionate sometimes, especially on a losing. I don't even know what the term. I like Victory Monday much better than Losing Monday, but we need a better term. But anyway, guys, make sure you like and you subscribe. Tap on that subscribe button. We're new here, but longtime Dolphin fans, but new to YouTube. We know there's a lot of shows out there that you could watch. So thank you for being here today to watch us. We love you for that. Fins up.
If you want to get on the show, dude, we'll drop the link in the comments section. If you guys are serious, want to come in, share your passion with us, share what you feel about the game, what you think's wrong with the team. If you think you have a different view, maybe something you want to share with us, come in, share it. We'll drop the link in the comments section.
Drop a link, and we're going to drop you a link, and you can join live.
That's right. Why not? I mean, why not, man? We want to be interactive over here. We want you guys to share your comments with us, how you feel about it. Maybe you're really mad. Let's hear it, dude.
Or you have pride and you're still happy and you still see good. We want either side, man. We don't care.
Well, I see both. I see some good and I see just a lot more bad than good right now.
Oh, I know. Of course, in the middle of a 4-game losing streak, it's hard to see much good.
Like you said yesterday, man, it's just sad. It's sick. It makes you sick to your stomach because this team's got so much talent on the roster right now. It's unbelievable. But it's I thought we had enough talent on the coaching staff as well, but it's only apparent from the offensive side that and defensive side that you're gonna need a little bit more. You need more umph back there. You need more guys who are like, hey, Mike, run the ball right here. You know what I mean? It has a play called in there. It was weird. Yesterday, they started the game off, right? And they're going through all the lineups and everything. And then I see, so weird. I don't know why it happened yesterday, too. Play caller, Mike McDaniel. I'm like, what the hell? That's the first time I've ever seen that. Like, they told you who the play caller was yesterday, Mike McDaniel.
That's weird. But, like I said, guys, thank you for being here. We're getting towards the end of this episode. We still got another few minutes, though. So
you got some time, man. Maybe somebody wants to come in here and drop some fire on you. Never know.
Yeah, exactly. Tell us what we're missing. We'd love to hear what we're missing here. But
we're a quarterback away.
Back to this coming week. We still, as ugly as it's been, yes, we're looking, even if we do sneak into the playoffs, we might be having the look of a one and done again. But you still have time to right the ship. So, this season's not done. We could walk around saying it's over, but in reality is we can beat New England and beat the Jets, and we can be in the playoffs and, still be in control of our own destiny. As ugly as these past 4 games have been, we still control our own fate at this turn, whether we get in or not. So we don't even have to look at scoreboards or whatever for our playoff spot. We're in if we just beat the Patriots and we beat the Jets. And, that's what football comes down to, beating your division rivals. So we have hope. It's just now, can that hope turn into reality? And, I think, Miami can go in there. They're not going to get blown out by New because they very seldom get blown out. They just find ways to lose games and whatever. So, they're going to go in there and the bounce of the ball one way or the other, we can beat New England. And I think we match up okay against New England.
We match up well against both of the teams really well. I don't know why this is hitting my head right now, but did you guys happen to catch the Rams and the Broncos?
I saw. I was done with football after the Dolphins. I had to.
They were having sideline. They were having sideline fights and all kinds of stuff. That could be our team right now, getting really frustrated and having sideline fights because you got Russell Wilson and all this talent on your offense, but you can't get it together. That could be us. They're almost there. They're like this close to being the Broncos, to be quite honest with you. And the reason why they're barely holding on is because Probably because Mike McDaniels is so positive. He's only bringing out positives, but we need to talk a little bit about the negatives. And I hope he changes up this week. It needed to happen after the Texans game. It really needed to happen after the 49ers game. If it wasn't evident, something needed to change. You have to change, and you have to change your demeanor. Your team is playing like the head coach that it has. The team's playing exactly like who their leader is, and that's their head coach.
Right.
He's playing a little bit scared, a little bit conservative, a little bit not your all. Like, I need you to empty the tank every game like you did for Buffalo, and you'll get better results.
Yeah, no, I agree. 100%. And there's no reason not to empty the tank in the last 2 weeks of the season against the two division rivals with playoff implications. There's no reason.
I've never seen a team like back into the playoffs before and then come out there with like this rejuvenated energy and make a run.
I agree.
But I'm not going to sit here and say it can't be done, because it could.
Right. But if you go in there and beat New England and beat the Jets, it's not necessarily backing into the playoffs. I
still see that backing in, kind of, because of what's happened the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, I know. But if you go on the road and beat New England and beat the Jets and you get a 2-game winning streak, you may get some of that mojo back.
You might. You could. Yeah. You very well could. If you went to something that you like during the game yesterday, I thought there's numerous times on offense I was like, oh, there you go, Mike. There you go, McDaniels. You found something. Now stick to it. And as soon as he would find something, it's as quick as he would go away from it. And you know what? It's crazy to me. I hate to think like this, but it's like he's holding back for some reason. Like, there's no time to hold back right now.
Oh no, there's no way. I know we had that thought a few times during the year, but I just can't see him holding back now, because now that's all on the line. So our playoff lives are at stake.
If he is holding back and he happens to pull this miracle where the Dolphins get in the playoffs and happen to win a couple of games, I'm gonna remember this show and be like, damn, maybe he's the best card player we've ever ran across in our life.
Yeah, well,
because I'll be honest with you, if you're holding back now,
let's just start with one win against New England.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. I'm there.
I just want one. Let's just see. Because
how sad are you guys gonna be if we lose both games?
Oh, then I think kids are going to have to almost roll, and I don't want that. I just think but you can't have that much talent as we have on this team.
Who are you going to hire?
No, I don't. I'm not talking about maybe role in the bit. I'm talking about like a Josh Boyer role or someone to be a scapegoat. If we win and get into the playoffs, I don't even think there will be a scapegoat.
Oh, I'll be honest with you, dude. After this season, I think I'm ready to fire Boyer and the special teams coach and bring in two new coaches on that right there.
Yeah, but I know everyone's dream of Fangio, however you say his name, it's a pipe dream, because you already know Peyton and him are looking like they're tight and already have.
It don't need to be Fangio. It could be anybody. I mean, bro, you can that young quarterback, that young defensive play caller for the Broncos. If he came on the market, I'd snatch that kid up so quick your head would spin.
Yeah, hey, you never know, but hey. It's just, anyway, it's time to wrap up here. And let's try to be positive. Let's just go into New England. Let's try to kick butt. I don't know if Steve is doing here. We're down to
I'm just going to keep scouting.
You just
scouting, man. I'm just going to keep scouting. Keep scouting.
Keep I know scouting. You got your – anyway, I know you and Bobby of the Fins Talk Sports Network and you at JPF Scout on Twitter. You guys are working on a great draft guide, so – make sure you guys hit up JPF Scout on Twitter, and he can tell you how to get his guide coming soon. How many prospects are you guys up to?
It's like I think I'm just went over 100. So it's like I think we'll end up getting like 250, 300 of them done.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a great digital guide. He will give you more details coming soon.
Yep. With everybody helping, hell, we might even end up getting to 500. You never know.
Yeah. So, Sue, hey, do it, man. All right. Anyway, that's my closing thought is that we got to beat New England. I'm not even going to worry. I'm not going to be walking around in a bad mood in South Florida today. I'm going to be happy, spend some time with the family.
Hell yeah.
For the holidays. And, that's it. There's no more crying about the Dolphins.
No more Dolphin cry talk.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. See you tomorrow, 10 a.m. As always, don't be shy. We have dropped you that link tomorrow, and you come in and join
come on the show. Let's talk.
Wednesday, yes, we're still going to be predominantly Miami Dolphins talk, but we are having Pittsburgh legends, a son of a Pittsburgh legend on the show. Mike Westner's son is going to join the show on Wednesday. He's going to talk about Franco Harris and his dad, and
it's going to be sweet.
We can, tie in with the Dolphins and the Steelers' great rivalries of the 70s and stuff.
His dad was awesome too, man. His dad was one of the best centers I think I've ever seen play this game of football that we all love. His dad was awesome.
Yep, just like Dwight Stevenson.
I
had to throw my little love in there. So, yes, we're going to talk about all that. So you're going to see that next Wednesday, but we will be here, of course, tomorrow for our normal always Dolphins talk, all things Fins, hoping that you guys join. So anyway, guys, Fins up. Steve, this is for you if you're still listening. Dolphins number one. I know you're kind of down right now.
Dolphins number one.
Dolphins number one. That's the Steve Malloy.
It's still he who laughs last best. I don't care.
No, that's your catchphrase. that's for sure. Steve's is the Dolphins number one. Mine's kind of like a Fins up. It's not the end of the world type thing. Later, guys.
Peace out.
See you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m.
First kick, I snap into action. When I'm digging in the trenches, get dominated off the line of scrimmage. Read and react quick to make it early diagnosis. Hit you with the quick release like Marino Danny Dope.